Greetings, salutations. Welcome to Wager Talk in the Wager Talk studios that rule, govern, and work hard at giving you the best of Wager Talk TV. I'm your host, Tony Finn, and all of us, you and me, we're ready for another episode of Fade It with Finn. It's my weekly update on who I believe, with reason, to be profitable fades inside of specific portions of an NFL schedule. You'll see me fade one team one week. I may be on that team the next week. It's situational for the most part. It's rare that I'm going to just blindly or blanketly fade one team all year, because there's going to be times when the books make adjustments, and all of a sudden our fade becomes a playable entity, or a higher probability than they had been earlier in the season. Yada yada yada. So, first, let me go ahead and mention to you once before we go into our fades, and I'll mention it too at the end of this segment. It won't take us very long to go through the two I have today, but I have a coupon code for all those who take the time to visit and support us here, especially the Fade It with Finn, and that is, I have a coupon code. I'm going to have a weekend package. All of my college football propositions, player props, team props, game props, whatever the case may be, both college and NFL. I have a package of this weekend. It's $39. I'm going to give you a coupon, TF30. That's, again, Tony Finn, or TF, the initials TF30, and you will receive $30 off the weekend football. That's takes the $39 package down to $9. If you happen to miss a Saturday rotation, maybe you catch the show later on a Saturday night or something, I'll also have a Sunday package for $39. You can use that same coupon code on that Sunday. It will reduce it from $39 to $9. Let's get to the point. Let's get to the business at hand and why we're here. Again, last weekend, one more time, we went 1-1. We were successful with our fade on Cincinnati. We were not successful. We weren't fading Cincinnati. I'm sorry. We were fading New Orleans on Cincinnati. We were not successful with the fade we had on the Denver Broncos. The Clippers, I said that twice in a day. The Los Angeles Chargers did win. They did not cover their number, which has been the case for the most part. So our first play, week 7, we're going to be fading the 5-1 New York Giants. And one of the things I want to say on this is, it's not going to take me long today. I'm not going to get in detail about either of our fades. I'm going to tell you right now that at some point in time, as good as the Giants have been, and as successful as they have been in the wins and loss column, and pleasing a big fan base that the Giants do have, you have to understand that they have defied beyond measure. They have defied the stats, the box scores. A good example is last week. They were outgained 400 and change to 238. They were a negative 3.2 yards per play. And what did they do? They came back from a deficit and beat the Baltimore Ravens last week, moving them to 5-1 straight up and 5-1 against the number. Ladies and gentlemen, this Giants team is number 27, the 27th team in yards per play margin. And they've played a fairly easy schedule, the number 26th ranked schedule. They're facing who this week, which is a surprise, I know, to many of you who are regulars, fanatics, NFL fanatics, but they're playing Jacksonville, who is the number 9 team, number 10 team in some metrics in yards per play margin. And they've played a much more difficult schedule than the Giants. You're going to see why. You're probably going to see why on Sunday if you watch this game, the evidence of why this 2-4 Jacksonville team is actually favored, over a 5-1 Giants team. And let's just be transparent here. The Giants are a much more public team than Jacksonville. When they opened up at -3, I know it surprised many. Maybe it surprised some of you. Our first fade of the week, and this is really simple, guys. We are fading this Giants team, but we're laying points to them. Jacksonville, minus the number. You probably get 2.5, 3, right in that area sometime between now and Sunday morning. So fading New York Giants, backing the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as usual, we don't jump. We kind of jump right into the second fade. We don't take a break, cigarette break, although I could take it to a break, but we're not going to. I'm under directions not to do such. We had enough problems the last couple of years with me taking took breaks. So here we go. The second fade, our second play of Week 7 in the NFL. We're going to look at again. First fade was on the Giants. Our second fade is going to be on Cleveland Browns. Now, the Browns have been a team that we have backed a couple times this season in the first 6 weeks. I've backed them personally, and I've said time and time again, when this Browns team gets healthy on the defensive front, they're going to be a handful. Few teams have the 1-2 punch they have in the running game. They have the ability to set the tempo in games. And this is really, the defense was supposed to be their stronghold. And in truth, this was a defense. They were going to have some issues in the secondary, but there was a supplement to that. And the supplement was they were going to be able to rush the quarterback, put pressure on the quarterback, stop the run, and make their opponents one-dimensional. They have not been able to do this. This team, this Cincinnati team, is struggling to a degree, stopping the run that I cannot possibly mention in 5 minutes, yet alone a 1 hour segment. We have neither here. We're trying to do this in a short period of time, get you on your way, get us to the next videotape. But here's the deal. The Browns and the Ravens, this Ravens team can run the football, okay? There's very little question about how they're going to win games. It's going to be running the football, despite some of the injuries they have at running back, but they have a DJ Johnson who's a great young back, and we all know what Jackson can do with the ball in his hand and his feet going whatever miles an hour they may be needing to go. Second fade, the Browns. The Browns have committed far too many criminal meltdowns, and it's because they can't stop the runs. Like in the Ravens, minus the points this weekend against the Browns. First fade, the Giants. The Giants. Fade them, taking Jacksonville minus the points. The second one, we're fading the Browns, taking the Ravens. I'm Tony Finn. And let me before I go here, again, one more time, for those who may have not written it down. TF $30 off any of my football and all football this weekend. Again, thanks to the media, the special folks at the WagerTalk Media Department and all their hard work. Thanks so much for putting up with me. I'm Tony Finn. This is Faded with Finn. We'll see you next week after a 2-0 sweep.